The night my best friend left me at his house felt like a door slamming shut on the last safe place I thought I had. Rain pressed against the windows, the power flickered, and the quiet grew so loud it made my chest ache. I had come over to escape my own spiraling thoughts, only to be stranded with them when he rushed out for reasons he couldn't explain. That was when his mother looked at me in a way that wasn't sharp or judging, but steady and human, as if she saw the cracks I'd been trying to hide. In that moment, the air changed, and something I didn't expect began to unfold. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet moments that save us when we least expect it, take a second right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel so these stories can keep reaching hearts like yours. I had known his mother for years, always as a background presence, a warm smile passing through hallways, a voice calling us in for dinner, a life I never really looked at closely. That night, though, the house felt different, stripped of noise and distraction, and the weight I carried finally had nowhere to hide. I was fresh off a failure that had swallowed my confidence whole, a job lost, a relationship ended without closure, and the creeping fear that maybe I was the common problem in every broken thing. I sat there pretending I was fine, staring at my phone, counting the minutes until my friend would return, while my thoughts raced faster than the storm outside. She didn't pry or interrogate me. She moved through the kitchen, making tea, tidying things that didn't need tidying, giving me space while somehow staying close. The simple care of it all broke something open in me. I realized how rarely anyone slowed down enough to notice when I was drowning quietly. When she finally sat across from me, there was no lecture, no attempt to fix my life in one breath. There was only a calm presence that felt earned through years of living, loving, losing, and continuing anyway. She wasn't performing the role of a parent that night. She was showing up as a person who understood that pain doesn't check ages or titles before it knocks. The challenge wasn't the storm or being left alone in a house that wasn't mine. The real challenge was letting myself be seen without the armor I'd built. I had spent so long convincing myself that strength meant silence that admitting I was tired felt like failure. As the minutes stretched, the walls I'd stacked inside me started to crumble. I thought about the expectations I carried, the promises I'd made to younger versions of myself, and how far I felt from becoming the person I imagined I would be. The house seemed to breathe with me, the ticking clock marking time I couldn't get back. What changed wasn't a single sentence or a dramatic revelation. It was the realization that adulthood isn't about having it all figured out, but about learning how to stay kind to yourself when you don't. Watching her move through her own life with quiet resilience, I understood that she had been many things before becoming someone's mother, and she remained many things after. That truth gave me permission to see myself as more than my current mess. I wasn't just a failure in transition, I was a person still becoming. As the storm eased, so did the knot in my chest. I noticed details I'd missed before, the family photos on the wall showing decades of change, the small cracks in the ceiling repaired over time, the evidence that nothing stays perfect and that survival is an art learned slowly. Being left behind had felt like rejection at first, but it turned into a pause I desperately needed. The loneliness that scared me earlier softened into reflection, and for the first time in weeks, my breathing felt steady. When my friend eventually returned, apologetic and flustered, I realized I didn't feel angry. I felt grounded. The night had given me something unexpected, a reminder that connection doesn't always arrive the way we script it. Sometimes it shows up quietly, wrapped in ordinary moments, asking us to sit still long enough to receive it. I left that house with no instant solutions, no miraculous turnaround, but with a renewed sense that I wasn't alone in the world, even when it felt that way. The days that followed weren't magically easier. I still faced rejection emails, awkward conversations, and mornings where getting out of bed felt like a negotiation. But something had shifted inside me. I carried the memory of that night like a small lantern, a reminder that compassion exists in corners we overlook. I started reaching out instead of withdrawing, listening instead of assuming, forgiving myself instead of replaying every mistake. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, life began to open again. If this story has touched your heart, if it reminded you of a moment when someone showed up for you or when you wished someone had, please take a moment to like this video and share it. Your engagement helps these stories reach others who might be sitting in their own quiet storms right now. Before the ending, I have a special request for you. Comment below and tell us about a time when an unexpected person helped you see life differently. Your story might be the light someone else needs today. I look back on that night now with gratitude instead of confusion. Being left behind felt like abandonment in the moment, but it became a lesson in presence, empathy, and the power of being human beyond our roles. Sometimes the people who change us most aren't the ones who stay the longest, but the ones who meet us exactly where we are and remind us that we are allowed to keep going.